I'm going to be looking at number 4 in exercise 6C in the excerpt from the Year 12 Maths A textbook, and I'm just going to be focusing on number 4, part F, which is to draw a 1 to 1000 sketch representing this information over here. Now, if we have a look at this diagram, we can see that the survey line represented here in this field sketch is from A to B is 120 meters. The units are meters, and so we're going to actually have to convert that to something that fits on our books. So I'm going to be converting 120 meters into centimeters. Now there's 100 centimeters in a meter, so if I times it by 100, I will get 12,000 centimeters. There's the 3 zeros, 12,000 centimeters. And if I use the scale that they've suggested, 1:1000, putting the 12,000 on this side, I can see that I've multiplied by 12, this scale by 12 to get to 12,000. It's basically implied in the name, 12,000 is 12,000s, and so I need to multiply this side by 12, and I get 12 centimeters is in the scale drawing, 12 centimeters will be 12,000 centimeters. Now, just going back to our field sketch. Now, when we're doing our survey line, we normally assume that this A to B is actually going south to north, but I'm just going to add in a bearing, which is 5 degrees. Now, this bearing tells us that actually our survey line isn't sitting south-north, but is actually on a bearing of 5 degrees to north. So I'm going to come down to my page, and fairly low, I'm going to do point A, and then I'm going to get my protractor. Okay, and I'm going to put my protractor, now the protractor's got a semicircle in here with lines across it. That point where those two lines meet like a T-junction is what needs to be right bang in the center of my dot. Okay, I've got lined paper so I can make sure that the line across the base is sitting on it basically, or parallel with it sometimes, but this line up here is giving us the north bearing of 90 degrees. So if it was going south-north, it'd be here. So I want to come 5 degrees from there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there is my 5 degree mark. So I'm going to get my ruler, and I'm going to put it on, I'm going to put the 0 on that, on point A, hope you can see that, and I'm going to line my ruler up here with this line that I just drew, and I'll put some blue tack on it to try and keep it still with my one hand. I'm going to draw a line that is 12 centimeters long. Hope you can see that. Okay, now if I come up here, 12 centimeters represents 120 on this field sketch. So I'm going to start off by looking at the 35 one here, which is going to be coming down to my scale of 1 is to 1,000. Well, 35 represents 3,500, multiplying it by 100 again. So in actual fact, this time, this is only being multiplied by 3.5, and so I want 3.5 centimeters, which makes sense because if it was 35, it wouldn't be on the line. So I'll find my point where I've got 3.5, 1, 2, 3, and halfway. And I'll put my point there, and that point is point C up on my field sketch. So just writing in C there. And then my next point, going back up here again, is 45 centimetres along, or 48 centimetres. Sorry, my printout didn't work very well. Okay, so I'm going to put point D coming down here, put D in there. Then I've got 63, so coming up to here, 63 is E, 87 is F, and the last one is on the 100 mark, and that is G. Okay, now I need to start drawing these lines out to the side. So 32 again is like 35 was 3.5 centimetres up here. 32 is going to be 3.2 centimetres. Now when I put this in, I'm going to need to make sure that I'm actually drawing my line on that angle. Now the 0 on my ruler, the 0 and the 150 mark are, if I can line those two lines up with my line, I can actually get a nice perpendicular line. And this line needs to be 3.2 long, so there it is there, and I can draw my line to it, and that is point Z. And D is 4.5 out from there, so coming down here, lining up, in this case, I'm lining up the two halfway marks across the line. It's a nice handy ruler, this one. And I can put I've put the 45 mark for millimetres, or 4.5 centimetres here, and that, so then this time I can put my point on the 0. So there's V, and E is 5.2, lining up those two lines with my line again. Drawing in my line to 5.2 this time, and I have point Y. I've only got 2 left to go. W is 35, so I'm going to go for 3.5 on the ruler, lining up my two lines again there, coming out to point W and drawing my 3.5 in, and then final one, which is 40. Up here is going to be 4 centimetres, so on this side I'm lining up the lines, coming out to the 4, and oops, I'm drawing in a 4 centimetre line, and there I have my X value for my survey line. My scale drawing I have finished, and lastly, if I want to get ready to draw my area problem of XZCG, then I can just draw this line here. There's XZ, and there's C and G. So what we're going to be working out is the area of this for part H, and I will do that in another clip. Okay, thank you.